In many object-oriented programming languages that have classes, the idea of private and public fields are really important. Now, in JavaScript, we don't really have that. And before, what a lot of people did was anything that was private that shouldn't be accessed from, let's say, a class or even an object, we would add an underscore to let other programmers know that, hey, this is a private method. You shouldn't call it because, well, it's super important that you don't mess with it or you change it. But unfortunately, underscore doesn't really do anything. If I do attack here, and let me remove this and I run. Oh, and we can't call attack anymore because we renamed it. Let me just remove that. All right, attack I can still use, and I can maybe by mistake reassign it to just false. So that now if I call Shrek.attack, and I spell Shrek correctly, I get false. I just went ahead and I've overridden everything. That's not good, is it? Well, other languages like Java actually have keywords like private that make things private for us. And they are methods that would only be able to be used inside of the class. Now, you can actually solve this issue with something called weak maps in JavaScript, but it's a little hacky and, well, we don't want to get into it because there's a proposal coming up. And based on when you watch the video, this might already be implemented in JavaScript, or it might be a little bit different. The ECMAScript proposal is in stage 3, so that is, it's getting pretty close to being part of the language. And it's for class field declarations. And there's a few changes that can happen in here. For example, instead of having to call constructor on state that perhaps doesn't require parameters, we can do something like age equals 54. And this will be part of the state that we can use in other areas. So in my attack, I could say this.age. So we don't have to go through the constructor when we don't have parameters. But the other thing is we can make things private. If we add the pound sign like this, it says this is a private variable. And if I try and access age outside of this class, maybe as part of the instances here with Shrek or Dobie, well, it's not going to let me. Now, for now, we're most likely the closest to doing something like this where we can have private state, that is private data that can only be accessed inside of the class, like this. But private methods is something that we are still working towards. Again, depending on when you watch the video, this feature might be implemented. Maybe we won't use the pound sign anymore and it'll be something different. But for now, you can see the progress is, well, not the fastest. If we scroll all the way down, we see that the proposal of private state started July 2016, and it's still going through everything. We have stage 3, but there's now class fields and private methods that have been updated to stage 3. So keep an eye out on this feature, but be mindful that in JavaScript, the idea of private and public is still in the works. The properties and methods are available and cannot be private, at least for now. I'll see you in the next video.